At the end of your life, can you honestly say that you've stayed true to the values you hold dear? This is a question Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and philosopher, grappled with in his private writings. His reflections reveal an unyielding commitment to self-accountability, a relentless pursuit of aligning his actions with his ideals. He reminds us that it's never too late to recalibrate, to begin living more intentionally. No matter where you find yourself on life's journey, the opportunity for growth remains within reach. What makes this insight so remarkable is its source. A ruler who wielded immense power, yet chose introspection over indulgence. These musings were never meant for public consumption. They were his personal roadmap for navigating existence. Yet, their universality transcends time, offering guidance we can all embrace. As someone deeply immersed in Stoicism, I've explored how these teachings illuminate our path through challenges. From NBA champions to military strategists and government leaders, I've seen firsthand how timeless wisdom shapes extraordinary lives. Today, I'll share 25 transformative principles drawn from Marcus Aurelius' own philosophy. Lessons from a man whose leadership was rooted in profound thoughtfulness. One of the most impactful practices Marcus advocates is crafting your own epithets, words that define the person you strive to become. Think of descriptors like honest, brave, generous, or calm. These aren't mere labels, but daily touchstones guiding your behavior and choices. Personally, I've adopted words like honesty, calmness, fairness, bravery, generosity, and stillness as my compass. They shape not only my aspirations, but also my actions, ensuring every decision reflects the character I aim to embody. Marcus teaches that doing good should be its own reward. Acting virtuously isn't about earning applause or accolades. It's about staying true to your moral compass. In his meditations, he warns against falling into the trap of seeking recognition for noble deeds. The real fulfillment comes from knowing you acted with integrity. External validation, the praise, the acknowledgement, is merely a bonus, not the goal. We often get entangled in what Marcus calls the third thing, the craving for approval. Whether it's a pat on the back or verbal affirmation, we let external opinions dictate our sense of accomplishment. But Stoicism urges us to release this attachment. Do what's right because it's right. If recognition follows, wonderful. If it doesn't, that's perfectly fine. Let your driving force be internal, not external. One of Marcus' most piercing observations is our paradoxical relationship with others' opinions. He writes, "We love ourselves more than other people, yet we care far more about their judgment than our own. How often do we silence our inner voice to win favor or avoid criticism?" When my first book on Stoicism failed to make the bestseller list, I had to remind myself that my evaluation of my work mattered far more than any external metric. Success or failure as judged by others doesn't define you. It's your internal standards, your authentic self, that truly count. Tying our worth to others' approval, Marcus argues, is a form of madness. Too often, we allow societal expectations, how we dress, where we live, what we pursue, to dictate our identity. Instead, he encourages us to find peace in our own decisions, free from the need for validation. True clarity arises when we anchor our self-worth to our actions and convictions, not the shifting sands of public opinion. Another enduring lesson Marcus imparts is to approach both praise and criticism with equanimity. Accept compliments without arrogance, and dismiss critiques without attachment. Neither defines you. Your essence lies in your character, your integrity, not in the transient judgments of others. For me, one of Marcus' most resonant teachings is that success isn't measured by wealth or power. It's found in living authentically, guided by principles that reflect who you truly are. Living a life of purpose means safeguarding your character above all else. As the philosopher Seneca poignantly asks, what good is it to conquer the world if you lose yourself in the process? For Marcus Aurelius, amassing victories or expanding empires held little value compared to staying true to his inner compass and acting with unwavering virtue. His life serves as a testament to this principle. Despite being the most powerful man on earth, he endured betrayal, hardship, and immense pressure, but never allowed these forces to erode his moral foundation. He understood that revenge only drags you down to the level of those who wronged you. The best revenge, he asserted, is to refuse to become like your enemy. When faced with injustice, don't stoop to bitterness or retaliation. Rise higher instead. Marcus's enduring legacy isn't merely in what he wrote, but in how he lived, a shining example that even someone at the pinnacle of power could remain humble, just, and virtuous. He proved that leadership doesn't demand sacrificing integrity. It demands upholding it. Marcus knew life was fleeting and recognized that fulfillment comes not from external accolades, but from aligning our actions with our highest principles. Like us, he grappled with the tension between inner peace and outer chaos. His meditations chronicle his relentless pursuit of rising above challenges, anchored by steadfastness in virtue and character. Through his journey, he offers an eternal truth. It's never too late to live intentionally. Prioritize integrity over applause, and let your values define your legacy. As you navigate your own path, take inspiration from Marcus's wisdom. Begin crafting the story you want told about your life. Decide the qualities you wish to embody: courage, resilience, kindness, and commit to living them daily. No matter where you find yourself today, remember this: the journey toward becoming the person you aspire to be can start right now. In the face of life's inevitable trials, greatness lies in refusing to let adversity dictate who you are. Betrayal, hardship, and resistance will come, but they need not shape your character. Great leaders like Marcus understood that pain is unavoidable, yet mastery lies in how we respond. How often do we postpone action, waiting for motivation or perfect conditions? Whether it's rising out of bed or confronting life's discomforts, procrastination tempts us all. But Marcus reminds us, greatness belongs not to those who wait, but to those who act boldly, regardless of fear or hesitation. True fortune isn't measured by external success, but by the strength of your spirit, the clarity of your purpose, and the consistency of your choices. We each encounter inner resistance, the force that whispers excuses and urges us to avoid discomfort. What if instead of yielding, we met it head-on? What if we embraced challenges as opportunities to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient? Wisdom, Marcus would remind us, isn't born of theory alone. It's forged through practice. Reading about virtue isn't enough. Living it requires mentors, self-reflection, and a commitment to building a life that mirrors the ideals we admire. Written privately for himself, Marcus's meditations reveal the transformative power of honest introspection and disciplined thought. These writings weren't crafted for fame. They were tools for personal growth, offering lessons that transcend time. Life isn't about conforming to labels or fitting neatly into predefined molds. As Paul Graham wisely observes, there's no need to confine ourselves to one identity or philosophy. Instead, embrace complexity, seek depth, and strive to create a life defined by authenticity and purpose. The essence of true philosophy: embrace growth, defy limits. To be a true philosopher is to embody an unyielding love for wisdom, a relentless pursuit of growth that refuses to settle. Marcus Aurelius wasn't merely a Stoic. He was a man anchored in principles, ceaselessly sculpting his character into something greater. In this lifelong quest for understanding, he became more than a thinker. He became a living testament to virtue, guiding us through life's harshest storms with unwavering grace. So now, the question beckons: how are you choosing to live today? Are you lingering beneath the comfort of warm blankets, delaying the work you were born to do? Or have you risen, embraced discomfort, and resolved to become better, not tomorrow, but right now? Greatness begins with the choices you make in this very moment. Life won't wait for you to feel ready. It demands action, growth, and courage. What will your answer be? Stoicism's power unveiled. How Marcus Aurelius stood untouched by corruption. The adage, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely, has echoed through history as a cautionary truth about human nature. Yet, there exists one remarkable exception: Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who defied this grim prophecy. When handed absolute authority, what did Marcus do? He shared it. Rather than succumbing to the seductive pull of power, he entrusted half of his rule to his stepbrother. This act of humility and wisdom speaks volumes about the transformative strength of Stoicism. For Marcus, Stoic philosophy wasn't just theoretical. It was a lifeline, grounding him against the intoxicating allure of fame, wealth, and control. In Meditations, his private reflections reveal a man constantly vigilant against the dangers of ego. He reminded himself not to become Caesar-fied, not to let external validation distort his inner compass. His steadfast resistance to corruption underscores a timeless lesson. Power doesn't alter the rules. It reveals who we truly are. And in Marcus's case, it revealed a leader defined by integrity and virtue. Today, in a world obsessed with status, wealth, and achievement, Marcus's example feels more urgent than ever. External success can easily cloud our judgment, tempting us to believe we're above reproach or beyond accountability. But Marcus warns us otherwise. No matter how high you rise, the same moral laws apply. Power exposes your essence. Will it reveal someone rooted in virtue or someone lost to arrogance? Beyond happiness, the struggles that shaped Marcus Aurelius. One might notice that happiness and joy rarely appear in Meditations. But this absence isn't because Marcus lacked these emotions. It's because they weren't his battles. Instead, he grappled with weightier challenges: the burdens of power, the pull of ambition, the sting of betrayal, and the inevitability of mortality. For instance, Marcus didn't need reminders that luxury feels good. He knew that all too well. What he needed was clarity on the fleeting nature of pleasure and its potential to breed regret. His writings urge us not to chase transient joys, but to master our desires and align them with reason. Reading Meditations offers a mirror to our own struggles, stress, manipulation, disappointment, and even feelings of being undervalued. Yet, remarkably, Marcus never once complained. Not to others, not even to himself. Instead, he transformed adversity into fuel for Stoic resolve. We should never be overheard complaining, he counseled, a reminder that resilience lies not in lamenting hardship, but in rising above it. This reflects the Stoic belief that instead of fixating on what's broken, we should direct our energy toward what we can influence, our thoughts and actions. One of Marcus Aurelius's most enduring lessons is to focus like a Roman. Whether you're crafting an email, engaging in conversation, or creating something meaningful, approach each task with unwavering attention, as though it were your final act. This isn't merely about productivity. It's about embracing every moment with intention and depth. Picture yourself treating even the smallest responsibilities as if they hold profound significance. That's the essence of Stoic discipline. It would be a grave error to idolize Marcus Aurelius as flawless. He was far from perfect. He was human, burdened by imperfections and inner battles. Meditations isn't a polished manual of wisdom, but rather a raw, personal journal, a collection of self-reminders penned during moments when he needed them most. When Marcus cautions against impatience, fear of death, or unchecked ambition, he's not lecturing others. He's coaching himself, confronting his own shortcomings. And therein lies the true brilliance of Stoicism. It doesn't demand perfection. It champions progress. No matter where you stand in life, the philosophy urges relentless self-improvement. In one deeply moving passage, Marcus laments that despite his years, he still grappled with the very traits he sought to conquer. "You're still weighed down," he writes, "still restless, still swayed by external forces, still unkind at times." Yet, he refuses to surrender to despair. Instead, he reminds himself and us that transformation is always within reach. Regardless of age or circumstance, it's never too late to recalibrate your path and live aligned with virtue. The heart of Marcus's teachings boils down to two guiding principles: cultivating good character and acting for the greater good. These ideals weren't just abstract concepts. They were the compass points of his existence. Another towering Stoic, Seneca, famously declared that the mightiest empire is the one within, the dominion over oneself. Marcus embodied this truth, perhaps more than any ruler before him. While he governed vast territories, his greatest challenge wasn't commanding legions or legislating laws. It was mastering his own mind. True power, as the Stoics understood, lies not in controlling others, but in regulating one's emotions, impulses, and desires. History offers no tales of Marcus erupting in anger or indulging in reckless vengeance. Unlike rulers such as Emperor Hadrian, whose temper became legendary, Marcus wielded authority that transcended outward displays of dominance. His strength emanated from within. As Seneca wisely noted, no one is fit to lead unless they first govern themselves. Meditations isn't a dense philosophical treatise. It's a vulnerable chronicle of Marcus's internal struggles, aspirations, and insights. It doesn't attempt to solve every existential quandary. Instead, it zeroes in on what mattered most to him: grappling with mortality, taming his temper, curbing ambition, and pursuing wisdom. This vulnerability is precisely what makes his words resonate so profoundly. Like Marcus, we all face trials. And like him, we can harness Stoicism, not through lamentation, but by zeroing in on what we can control and striving to live lives marked by integrity and purpose. When challenges arise, meet them head-on with the resolve of a Roman. Concentrate fully, exercise self-mastery, and commit to continual growth. After all, the journey toward excellence isn't defined by arrival. It's shaped by persistence.